Hi, good morning friends. Today I'm going to show you another simple recipe of mine. It's called Sothi with okras. Okras in another term is also called as ladyfingers. So I'm basically adding ladyfingers into my Sothi. Sothi it's actually known as like a coconut stew or a coconut soup. It's actually very famous and it's made in many Indian households. So let's see the ingredients needed for this recipe. It's very few ingredients only. So mainly ladyfingers. I've actually already sliced them like this. I prefer them in this shape because it's easier to eat with the sodi. And you'll need a few pieces of curry leaves, a tablespoon of mustard seeds, maybe a teaspoon of turmeric powder, coconut milk to your preferred desire, how thick you want it. Later I'll show you the quantity that you may want to put. One big onion, 1.5 green chili, and one big tomato. You can cut it in this shape, and you will need salt as well. So I'll start showing you how this recipe is being made. Okay, now in a saucepan, do not put any oil. No oil is needed for this first step. What I'm going to do is that I'm just going to start to dry fry the lady fingers first, and I'm going to keep it aside once it's done. Give it maybe around 2 to 3 minutes. Just give it a good stir and it's done. Okay, as you can see, I have already added the lady fingers into my saucepan. Keep stirring it because it may get stick to the bottom since there's no oil. So keep monitoring it and do not let it get burnt. Okay, so I've already stir fried the lady fingers and I've kept it aside. A minute will be fine for you to just stir fry the okras and keep it aside. Now using the same pan or pot, go ahead to add a little bit of oil. I've just add around 2 to 3 tablespoons of canola oil, and I'm just letting the oil to heat up. So once the oil is heated up, you can go ahead to add in the mustard seeds. Okay, as you can see, I've already added the mustard seeds. Give it a little stir, and once it starts to burst, you can go ahead to add in the curry leaves and your green chilies and the onions as well. So as you can see, I've added in the 3 ingredients: onion, mustard seeds, curry leaves, and the green chilies. Give it a good stir. Let it cook until the onions have actually turned slight brown. So I've actually cooked this for a minute already. It will start to give a very nice smell because once you add green chilies and curry leaves, they will actually give out a very nice aroma. Let this cook for another minute or so before we add in the tomatoes. Okay, so now I'm going to add the tomatoes and give it a good stir. Let it cook for a while, a minute or two, and then I'm going to add the turmeric powder now. Okay, so I've already added the teaspoon of turmeric powder. Give it a good stir. And after this, I'm going to add the coconut milk. Okay, so I'm going to add in the coconut milk right now. I'm actually using like approximately half a cup of coconut milk. Okay, so I've added the coconut milk. Give it a good stir. So after this, I'll be adding the required amount of water. So it's up to you in how thick or how thin you like the Sothi to be. For me, it will be like around somewhere halfway. Okay, at this stage, you can go ahead to add a little bit of salt. I'm using the same cup which I use for to have the coconut milk, so that you can clear out any excess coconut milk which is in the cup. So I've added like approximately around 2 cups of water, and I'm going to let it boil right now. Okay, now that the Sothi has come to a boil, we are going to add in the okras, ladyfingers as well right now. Okay, give it a good stir and let the ladyfingers cook. Once the ladyfingers are soft, then they are done actually. So this will take another 4 to 5 minutes. From time to time, give it a good stir and also check for how's the texture coming out, whether it's too thick or too thin. If it's too thick, you can also add in a little water to mellow down the texture, the thickness of the Sothi. But in my case, this is the right consistency. So a little while more and then it's done. Okay, my friends, so it looks like the lady's fingers are all cooked well. So if you could see, they are actually very well cooked and it's actually soft to bite. I've already tried it. So in a minute, I'm going to actually off my stove. Okay, so I've already stopped the stove, my friends. So the Sothi is done, and you can actually serve this with, it goes well with white rice. For a side dish, you can fry a fish or a chicken. It goes really well with it. So please try this recipe and leave me your comments. Thank you.